Hi again, my friends, in this series, which is learning PHP by doing for beginners. This is Ahmad Fakhr, and this is Web Easy Step Tutorials channel. In the previous tutorial, we stopped saving or storing our data into an array, and we need more dynamically control over the data. So we will replace storing in array to storing into a file, which is quotes.txt. So I will remove this array and create another one, quote equal, and here we will call a built-in function which is file. File has two parameters. The first one, which is the file name. Here it was quotes.txt, and there is an optional parameter which is which is file skip empty lines, to skip the empty lines. But before continue, let's take a look at php.net, and if we search here for file function, file reads entire file into an array. Okay, as you see in the description, the first parameter, which is the file name, and here the flags. If you go in the bottom, you will find file use include path, file ignore new lines, and file skip empty lines. And that's the way you can search for the functionality you need to achieve your goal. There is many built-in functions for dealing with everything, like working with files, arrays, database, or whatever. Now let's continue. This function return an array. Okay, let's see how it works. That's great. Now, after reading from the file, we want to add some functionality, like adding to the file, deleting from the file, and finally editing from the file. How to add to the file? It is very easy. First, let's create an variable and call it another quote. This is the quote. Now I want to add this quote to the file. So the first thing, we will open the file, adding the quote, closing the file. Okay, to open the file, we will create a new variable, open file, equal to f open. As you see, it is a built-in function to handling open the file. It will take the first parameter, which is the file name, which is quotes text file, and the second parameter, which is also required, it will be the mode. Let's go first to the documentation. If open, here opens file or URL. This is the mode. The mode parameter specifies the type of access you require to the stream. Here we need A+. Why? Because open for reading and writing, and the most important, which is place the file pointer at the end of the file. Writes are always appended. What this means? It means that it will go to the quotes file, and the pointer will go to the bottom of the file and append a new line here, not to replace all these data with the new code. It will add, not replacing the codes. So it will be a plus. Let's close. This is the first step. Open the file, adding the code. And to achieve this, we use another built-in function, which is if write. As you may expected that it starts with the prefix f. F means file, file open, file write. It has two parameters. The first parameter, which is, as you expected, the file itself. The second, which is what we will write into this file. So it will be the another code. So we open the file and the code that will be written into this file. This is the second step. After this, we will close the file. To close the file, as expected, F close, and we pass close what? Close the opened file. Now let's run this, and as you see, no gain without pain. But we want to make this code in another file, not on the same line. To do this, we just add a concatenate and use PHP EOL, which breaks the line, and like this, make a new line. Okay, let's remove this and try again. Refresh, and as you see, no gain without pain in another line. That's good. Now to do that, to delete from file, let's first clean this code. To do that, we will go through the same steps. First, we want to read all codes. Then we want to delete the specific code. After deleting the specific code, then we want to replace these codes with the old codes. After deleting this code from these codes, we want to replace the old codes with the current code. Now let's convert that to a syntax. Enjoy with me. The first, read all codes. We do that with this line. As we said before, file, read all the lines into codes.txt. So the same. Okay. The second, to delete the specific code. To do that, we use unset function, which is a built-in function that has the ability to delete a specific element from an array. This array will be code. Okay, we pass the array that hold all codes to unset. Let's take a look to the unset. Unset a given variable, and as we see here, it will destroy a single element of an array. If we pass the index to this array, it will unset it. So let's try to figure out the line. This is line. This is 56 line, which is the index. Is this right? Take a moment please and answer this question. Is it 56 line? No, 55, because the array index start from 0. Remember that. So we will pass 55, which will delete the specific code from this line. After this, we want to replace the new codes from the old codes. To do that, we will use another built-in function, which is file put contents, to put the contents into the file. The name is clear, so the first parameter, which is the file name, which is quotes.text. The second, which is the data itself, the array of quotes, which is here quotes. Now we will refresh to see the result. Let's see the quotes to text. That's great. The line removed from the file. Now let's refresh what we done. First, we unset the line, which is 55, and we will use file put content to replace the new quotes with the old quotes after deleting this quote, which is 55, and print it to the browser. And the final step, which is editing from the file. Surprise, that's the quiz for you. This task to practice with me, and if you have any question, send to me. But first, try to figure it out, try to search and make a brainstorming, okay? In the next tutorial, we will make a good improvement to working dynamically with data, because files have some limitations when we're working with a many relational data. That's what we will discuss in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. See you next. Bye.